Why don't I like Daniel Dubois?
Aftermath of the Usyk Fury 2 fight and went into the ring and was asking for the fight.
Oh my God. Stop. Just seriously stop.
Parker, I think, is a better boxer, but I don't think there's a huge difference between them.
Who it's harder, Zhang or Dubois?
Zhang, probably.
I won't be surprised if he wins.
Dubois can start catching him. I think then he can wear him out and take him out.
He looks like Usyk level when he puts combinations together.
Welcome back to BoxCast. In this episode, we're doing the first undercard fight of the Artur Beterbiev rematch. So on February the 22nd in Riyadh season. So it's Daniel Dynamite Dubois versus Joseph Parker in a heavyweight contest. So let me do the tail of the tape. So Dubois has had 22 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws. He's had 24 fights in total, 21 of his 22 wins by KO. He's age 27. He's 6'5", 196 centimeters. So a 78-inch reach, 198 centimeters. This is heavyweight, so it's basically anything above 200 pounds. But Dubois normally fights around about the 240. He's gone up a little bit in these things, but 240, 245. I think he was 248 against Joshua. And he fights out of an orthodox stance. Parker has had 35 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws. He's had 38 fights in total, 23 of his wins by KO. He's age 33. He's height 6'4", 193 centimeters, and he's got a 76-inch reach, which is 193 centimeters. And he fights out of an orthodox stance, and he's typically somewhere around about the same weight, about 240-ish, 245 I think against Zhang he was about 247 and a half or something. So they're similar sized. And your thoughts on this one, Simon? And it's for the IBF belt. Is it not? Yeah, IBF world title, which Dubois currently holds.
Why don't I like Daniel Dubois?
Many reasons. Do you think, first of all, obviously he got up in the aftermath of the Usyk Fury 2 fight and went into the ring and was asking for the fight. Do you think that's a bit naughty when you've got an upcoming fight against? You've already got a fight booked?
Yeah, it is. I understand boxers do that, but you don't do it when you're on the...
Not when you've already got a fight booked in
like
between.
6
That's
weeks later.
You've got to fight a defense of your title.
Bit stupid. It's like he's trying to be this bad boy.
Yeah.
And
I think the onus on trying to be.
It doesn't...
Like it's acting something which... Yeah.
And he needs to stop. I preferred it when he was... I just preferred him a few years ago when he was a bit more...
I think he has gone a bit weird.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I think he's trying to promote his fights and get a bit of a
name I understand that, but... And, we'll say...
Yeah, but I don't really like it either, I'll be honest.
He's brewing with confidence. Yeah, there's confidence, and then he's just being an absolute donut.
Yeah.
Which is what he's being.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cringe.
Yeah, it's cringeworthy, most of it. It's just
I'm watching him sometimes and I'm like, oh my God, stop, just seriously stop. And he can't really talk for himself. He always has to have Uncle Frank there to...
clarify matters.
And I shouldn't be like that. He's a British heavyweight champion.
Young British heavyweight champion, yeah.
And it should be...
And he has had some, to be fair...
And he's had some epic battles, and I was made up when he beat Miller. But then ever since then, and I was made up he beat Hergovich. But then he's gone just a bit... I don't know.
He was better when he was a bit more humble.
And do you know what? I didn't want him to beat Joshua, but his performance I respected. But I just think... Yeah,
there's a couple of things I have to pick a bone about with getting up with Usyk. First of all, you've got a fight booked, Right. If the next fight was going to be you against Usyk, yeah, fine, do all that shenanigans. I have no issue with it. You've already got a fight booked against somebody who is, it's not like somebody who you're just going to step over. I mean, he might knock him out in like the first round, and we go, okay, here we go.
Don't get me wrong, but you've got
but still, he's a respectable one who's got an equally, nearly as good record on the last few fights. And secondly, you got the floor wiped with you in the first fight against Alexander Usyk. So it wasn't even close, irrespective of the cards and things. You landed one low blow, and that's about it.
Have you seen the face-off between Dubois and Parker?
No.
Obviously, you have these little arguments during face-off as you're trying to get up on one another, aren't you? And Dubois comes out with, "You got beat by Joe Joyce."
So did you.
And I'm like, huh? As if like... And Joe Parker, to be fair, even said Joe Joyce should have knocked him out in the first round because Parker was really ill in that fight. You give up against Joe Joyce.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean. He doesn't think sometimes. I mean, that's just stupid things to say. Oh, you got beat by Joe Joyce. Yeah, that's not...
You quit against Joe Joyce?
Mate, come on.
Yeah, some of it is just nonsense. That's what I mean. Like, there's things like that, and you just think it's cringeworthy.
Yeah,
it's not even
thingy.
Because you don't need to, because if you look, like you said, he's beat Jarrell Miller, Philip Hergovich, and Anthony Joshua.
People, and
like, you don't need to be...
No, just let your boxing do the talking.
Mm-hmm.
You need to just shut up. And I can see why Uncle Frank's there now, because maybe it is best Uncle Frank talks for you. But back to the fight.
That's a good contrast.
Oh, wow.
It's another where they're close together in capabilities.
I've got a couple of issues.
Okay.
And I've been guilty of it. I've been raving about Joe Parker. Now let's look at this. His last two fights. Deontay Wilder. And let's be honest, it was a Deontay Wilder that was finished.
Mm-hmm.
And Azile Zhang, who... Again, let's be honest, throws, after the sixth round, throws, 2 punches around.
Gassed out. Well, to be fair, you've got to look at, I think in that one, yeah, Deontay Wilder he's not the Deontay Wilder pre-fighting Fury. He's not the same thing. He's lost a little bit.
A little bit?
Well, a lot. But he still gave it a go, and it was a good game plan to avoid his punches and just then basically just took over and outboxed him. I think in the Zhang fight, again, it was clever tactics to go, right, he's got 6 rounds basically where he's dangerous. After that, he's going to gas and then just box them sort of thing. So I think they are good performances.
I have got an issue with who it's harder, Zhang or Dubois?
Ooh. That is a question. Zhang, probably. But I think Dubois can pull the punches out of, can hit hard with different punches.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it's not that far. I think Zhang has probably got the more pop because the way he destroyed Joyce was just ridiculous. Although the second fight, I think Joyce had already lost before he just started.
Okay. Because Parker, he's been put down quite a few times. He was put down twice against Zhang. Not with massive punches either. Can he withstand up to Dubois? Power,
you wouldn't
speed,
expect
rawness.
Dubois to gas as much as Zhang did. Although, to be fair...
I think you'd be surprised there, No,
he went all the way with Hergovich and Cohen. He got to 8. He's done Jarrell Miller. He went to 10, 12, didn't he, and knocked him down.
Yeah.
Well, I can see Dubois gassing, but not at the level that Zhang does. You can see Zhang is there, and then 6th round, even though he got knocked down in the 8th, I think there's a decided amount of activity difference between Zhang in the first few rounds. No. I think Dubois can pace himself better. He's got better.
He has got better 1,000,000%. I'm not going to take that away from him. He's got better.
I'll give you my take in it. Parker, I think, is a better boxer. So he can outbox him. But I don't think it's a huge difference between them because I think Dubois is a bit better than what.
Got
Because
an
he knocks
underrated
people out.
jab, you know, Dubois.
Yeah, and he's got quite good boxing skills and he's got the pop. I think Parker, though, a little bit of experience is ring IQ and a little bit of that. He's a little bit ahead, but I think Dubois does have the power. So again, for me, it's if Dubois can start catching him, I think then he can wear him out and take him out. If Parker can do like what he did against Wilder, where he just avoids man, well, Zhang he got caught, but I think against Wilder, where he can avoid him and outbox him, then I think he's got a good chance of winning on points.
It's the Zhang knockdowns that are bothering me with Parker.
Yeah. If he gets caught, I think with Dubois will catch him more.
Yeah, because Dubois is quicker than Zhang.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Notably quicker.
Notably quicker.
And it was just jabs that caught Parker. And like I say, Dubois got a vicious jab.
Yeah.
Do you think Dubois is going to come out and just try and steamroll him?
I think if he does that, it'll be a mistake.
We said that against Joshua, though, didn't we?
Yeah. But I think that was Joshua letting him in more than... But Joshua nearly had him. If he'd calmed down, I think in the fifth round he would have got... It was the eagerness to impress. I think Joshua came out to knock him out as well. I think Parker's going to be more savvy than that.
Thing with Parker is...
Like I said, he's more experienced and a bit wiser now.
Not just that, is Andy Lee's a bit of a mastermind, you know?
Exactly. I think... And whilst I see the two knockdowns against Zhang... It was still a masterclass in how to game plan. And I think the same he did against Wilder.
Don't I'd like to see Parker do more? Throw more punches?
Yeah, work rate. Well, he has stepped it up in those a little bit.
His combination, when he puts his combinations together, he's super.
Yeah.
He just looks like, and I'm talking, he looks like Usyk level when he puts combinations together. They are fast and crisp and beautiful.
Well, that's what I mean. I think his boxing level is a bit higher. Dubois has got the 1-2 and he's got he's got a really good jab and he's got the power. And he can put a little combination together. I think Parker's got that more, but like he can put a 4-5 punch combination together, which is really, you know, like beautiful combinations. What do you think if Dubois comes out to steamroller him? Do you think he'll overwhelm him?
Possibly. Mm-hmm. But I think they'll afford to that. And they'll go, right, this is how you need to deal with that. Shuffle to the side, throw the right hand over the top.
So my concern for Dubois is if he has overlooked him, and that's what they think, well, I'm just going to steamroll him, I'm going to come out and do him. That would be a mistake. I don't think they will. I don't think they're that silly. That's all he seems
to be saying to people now, isn't it? Well, I'm going to steamroll him.
Yeah.
I'm going to go through him. I'm ready for war.
Because I think if he does that, I think Parker's camp and Parker are too savvy for that. I mean, unless he gets caught by a lucky punch, I think he's too savvy. I think they might get him to gas out because if he throws all his stuff and then calms down, I think Parker's good enough to deal with it and then basically outbox him for the rest of the thing and then wear him out. But I would hope that Dubois' camp are not that silly where they think that's going to be they've only got that plan A. Because he's not Anthony Joshua. You've got to fight him as who he is.
Dubois a favourite going into this. Do you agree with that?
I can understand why.
Now, we usually like to pick different people to win.
Let me see if I can see the betting. Is the betting going here? Carry on. I'm just going to see what the odds are.
I've got a feeling we're going to pick the same guy to win this. I can see Dubois winning by brutal knockout. I can.
Yeah.
But I'm going to back Parker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to back him. I'm going to follow me gut. And I think Parker stops him.
Okay. When?
Maybe the third.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, you're basically saying what I was going to say, but I was going to say more like the 9th. I think he wears him down 9th or 10th round. KO. But now, you have that one. I'm going to go for Dubois.
Maybe the third. I'll put the 6th or the 3rd.
Okay, you can have both.
But I think I've just got a feeling. You know what my feelings are like. Usually,
Huh?
they're usually wrong or like they're either
They're
right
either epically correct
or way
completely way
wrong.
out.
I just think Dubois is going to try and steamroll him. But Joseph's got really good footwork. And I think he might counterpunch him. And Parker can bang.
Yeah, Parker's got power as well.
He's got underrated power.
Yeah.
And Dubois flaps like a fish out of water when he gets caught. Although, to be fair, he didn't think Joshua with the uppercut. Although he did a little bit. He just backed off and just...
Well, I think his chin's got better.
A chin can't get better.
As in...
No, because he's never been knocked out. He's quit.
Yeah.
When the going gets tough, he's quit. And people are saying, all right, the Joyce one, broken eye socket. Usyk took him out with a jab. And people saying, oh, he doesn't quit anymore. People always revert to type when the going gets tough. I'm sorry, they do. Mm-hmm. And
the thing is, I don't think he's afraid of a fight now, because he's had with Hrgovic and co, with the bang, 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 and then he's just wore him out. Thing in this is, from if they're looking at that, then he might, if he comes out to steamroll, I think Parker's savvy enough to, and they'll have a good enough game plan to expect it, absorb it, and then I think he'll turn it round. He's going to wear it because he's a better boxer.
Parks can knock him out. Third round.
Okay.
What are you going for?
Like I said, I was going to say that. Now I'm going to go for Dubois.
I've just changed your mind, haven't I?
No, because I want to do that, but then like...
Yeah, but you're going to go for the third?
No, I was going to go for like 9th or 10th, isn't it? That's
do you know what I'm going to give you though? I'm going to give you
both
two.
of them. I think Parker, realistically, what I think will happen is Parker will wear him. I think Dubois is going to come out to basically take him out in the first few rounds. I think Parker's savvy enough to avoid it. And if he avoids getting knocked out, I think Parker's just going to wear him, and basically outbox him. And then, but like you said, I think he's going to put a bit of pop from around about 6, 7, 8. And by 9 or 10, he's going to knock him out.
I mean, that does seem
because
to
I think
be
Dubois
what,
will work out.
that does seem to be what Parker does.
Yeah.
So I am going totally against everything that Parker is meant to do.
But you never know with these because it's a heavyweight contest. If you catch him right, I mean, he is. I think Parker's a better counter puncher than Dubois. Like I said, I think he's a better boxer. Not by a lot, by a little bit in every category.
But what I will say,
I think Dubois solely has the advantage in power a little bit in one punch power.
And what I will say is, if Dubois steamrolled Parker and knocked him out in 1 or 2 rounds, that wouldn't surprise me. Either.
And because I've said that now. That means if we're going for that game plan, I've got to make the bit where Dubois steamrolls them. So KO, I want to go for KO in round 3 for Dubois. Because I think if it goes longer, Parker beats him.
We're going for a 3-round fight then, basically, aren't we?
Mate, it's a long watch. We're going to have some shorter ones. And just for the it is quite close even on the betting. And it's 2-5 minus 250 for Dubois and 7-4 plus 180. So it's not that far. And I think on their prediction on Box Live, it's 67.7% for Dubois and 32.3% for Parker. It's 61% KO for Dubois, nearly 22.5 for Parker by decision, basically 10% Parker by KO, and 6% for Dubois by decision. So I think if it's getting to decision, it's basically Parker. So it's pretty similar to what we're saying. I think if it's KO, they're going for Dubois. And I think that's basically him going at it.
Okay. Who do you want to win?
Parker.
Again?
Didn't even pause then.
I know, but we should be supporting Dubois.
I know we should be supporting Daniel Dubois.
What's wrong with us?
We're going to get comments.
What is wrong with us?
I'd want to. I'd like to.
Yeah.
But I just think Parker handled himself much better.
Yeah, I think
I think the maturity and the age. But even always through, he's always
yeah.
I just like his respectfulness and the thing with the way he goes about stuff. And Dubois I didn't mind before, but I think he's a little bit like... He's been a bit disrespectful in a couple of his things, and I don't really like that.
It's not. It's just the cringiness of it.
It's the cringiness of it, the things.
And just like, oh God.
But I have picked him to win, so.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins.
And it'd be cool to see Parker get back to.
Yeah, I mean,
title.
Parker's, he's been around a long time, but he's still only 32.
Well, he's got
33.
33. Yeah.
He's worked hard to build himself back, and let's see. Might be his last chance as well, to be fair.
Yeah, well, I think that's what I'm leaning on a bit. I think Dubois still got time.
Yeah. Last chance for a world title shot.
Yeah.
For a long time.
Well, the problem is there's a huge queue now. There's a load. So I think he's built himself up, put him in a position. It would be nice to see him get it. Yeah. And right, if we're going to give Dubois some love, maybe if he does beat him, then there's a rematch and then Dubois gets it back and then we can all go back on. And then it'd be nice to see Parker have his twice world champion. And
possibly, yeah.
That's
but no.
That's us being more patriotic.
No.
Yeah. I just don't want to watch Dubois versus Usyk. It's like, I'd rather see Parker because I think, like you said, Parker has something which I think would, it makes it more epic. And Parker against somebody else makes it more epic. Dubois, I just think I think he's got good fights. It'd be nice to see, like, against a Bacoli and Co and people who can bang as well. See a firefight be an epic contest. I think it's not that I don't want to see him. It's just I don't want to see him and Usyk.
Yeah, there's something about Parker Usyk that worries me for Usyk, and I've always thought that,
I think Parker's got a chance, and as much as I'm a Usyk fanboy, that's why I'd want to see that fight.
Yeah.
I think Dubois is just going to get schooled again.
I might be completely wrong on that, but does Parker
I know Usyk could be the heavy favourite, but I think Parker's got something about him.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but there's just something that I think, why do I think that you could pull it off against Usyk?
And I don't think Dubois does. I think Dubois just gets schooled. So it's like, for me, it's a waste of time fight.
Even worse.
Yeah. I think he's going to get KO'd next time. Usyk will take care of him. Well, he got KO'd first.
I think it's even more, though, because Usyk's a sponge.
He just absorbs all the things. So, yeah.
And he'll make it quicker. So, I don't want to see that again. So,
Yeah.
There we go.
Doesn't make any sense to me.
Great heavyweight fight anyway. So, tough first defence for Dubois. So, good on him for taking it. I can't take that away from him. His last, like I say, his last four fights.
He does fight good fights. So
are fantastic.
And
I will give him respect for that. He deserves that. And he has
rankings. Shall I give you some of this? Usyk's obviously number one.
I don't listen. I've seen them rankings.
Fury's number 2, right?
Don't agree with any of them.
Dubois and Parker number 2 and 3. Above Zhang and Kabayel and Bacoli and Joshua and Hergovich.
I can't have Zhang there because Zhang, he got beat in his last fight, so he should drop down in my eyes. For me, it's Usyk.
Conspiracy theory. Do you want to hear it?
I'm going to give you my top 5.
You give me my first. Usyk number
Dubois.
1, obviously. Okay. Yeah, because he's the title holder. Yep.
Parker.
Yep.
Kabayel.
Yep. Fury or Bacoli?
I'm going to say Bacoli, but I bet you in the rankings it's someone like Lawrence Okoli.
Well, in Ring it isn't, it? Because I was going to say my conspiracy theory, because now Ring's sponsoring the things and stuff. Obviously, they got the Dubois Parker fight and they got the Zhang and Kabayel fight. So it's number 2 is Dubois, 3 is Parker, 4 is Zhang, and 5 is Kabayel. Not wishing that say that that's not connected. I mean, to be honest, it's subjective.
I get why Zhang's up there, but he lost his last fight against Parker.
I would be, Usyk's number 1. I think Dubois got to be number 2 because he's the other title holder.
Yeah.
Parker, I think, is the contestant there because of the people he's beaten, a few of those around him. And the others have still got to get there.
It's 3 and 4 is a toss-up between Kabayel and Parker because Kabayel's beaten some tough people.
Well, I think if Kabayel overcomes Zhang, then he's up, and then depending on what happens in these next fights. But I think Kabayel has to be there in Tyson Fury because still...
Tyson Fury's retired.
He's retired. So take him out Bacoli then. I think Bacoli is dangerous for anybody because of the pop.
And he beat Anderson fairly convincingly. So, yeah.
And I think the others still have to get up to there, isn't it? There's and you got to, there's Itoma and Terra
Take out Terra Moana and
No, they're not in the list, but I mean, there's Wardley, Terra and Itoma to come through, and I think Anderson needs to recover really to get back. I think he was shocked by thingy, but yeah, there's a few. I think those are the top of the top pile.
Lawrence Coley.
Yeah, and I think he's stepping into it, isn't it?
Because
he was what, Bridgerweight or whatever was he? Cruiserweight, Bridgeweight?
Cruiserweight and Bridgerweight champion. You got Dillian White still in the mix, really. Frank Sanchez, you could
Frank Sanchez, yeah, because obviously he was only Caballero
in the mix. Got, like you say,
there's a few.
There's a good few. And most of them are wrapped up with Frank Warren, though.
Yeah,
but then you've got to, you can't not really say, oh, AJ, with the sort.
Well, if you got like the WBO is the fifth is Atoma, 6 is Wardley, 7 is Akoli, 8 is Joshua. You've got 4 Brits, and then you've got Johnny Fisher, Chisora still in it. So 6 of their top.
Then
they've taken Tyson Fury out. So if you're like they were, I think Chisora and Fisher are below, but those 4, yeah, should be in the list. IBF has still got Fury and Joshua, Chisora, Wardley, and Atoma. Joshua and Wardley, Tyson Fury in the WBC, obviously because Tyson Fury was their guy, and then you got Wardley, Fury, Atoma, and Johnny Fisher in the WBA. So that'd be quite good.
I'd like to see
quite good representation.
Yeah, I'd like to see Wardley fight someone in the top 10 next.
I think Wardley needs to fight some more people. He can go up that list. Bacoli needs to fight. I think Caballero, depending on if he can beat. If he can get one over on Zhang, I think then he goes up. And yeah, we are making a video on that, so we'll leave that there. We're going to be making videos of those. So yeah, let us know what you think of this. Are we holding some prejudice towards Dubois?
Even though we're British?
Yeah. What do you think of Dubois and Parker? Is Dubois right? Do you think he's overlooked him? Do you think he's going to come out and try and steamroll him? Do you think Parker can get back at him? Let us know.
I think it's going to be 50-50 on this.
Yeah.
Because it's a 50-50 fight.
It's a 50-50 fight. That's what you want, though. It's good. Like, most of this event is really that, isn't it? It's good.
Most of them are 50-50 fights.
Yeah. And we will be, like I said, making videos on all of them. So see you in the next one. Thank you.